So in today's video, I am going to be talking about the US versus Canada. So if you're thinking of migrating to either of these countries, or maybe not just really migrating, maybe schooling in any of these countries, I'm going to be listing some of their pros and cons and some of the differences between the two countries, so you can make an informed decision. And before I go on, please don't forget to subscribe and also like this video because it really helps me. So the first thing is opportunities. The US has more opportunities than Canada. And what do I mean when I say opportunities? What I mean by that is basically things like, like scholarships, like assistantships. If you're planning to school in the US and you have, like, say, a high SAT score or high GRE, there is a higher chance of you getting scholarships than in Canada. The US has so many scholarship opportunities. Personally, I also went to school on scholarship. Literally all of my friends, or most of my friends, also went to school on scholarship here in the US. But in Canada, you have to pay if you're planning to school in Canada. So that is one difference between the US and Canada. And also, not just scholarship opportunities just to school. There are also like scholarship opportunities for things like workshop, conferences, things like that. I have mentioned in my video about how I was able to travel to more than half of the states in the US, and all of them, well, not all of them, most of them were through conferences. Yeah, so that is one difference between Canada and the US. The next difference is the weather and the climate. The US has a relatively better weather than Canada. If you're someone that doesn't like cold, yes, the US has some parts of it that are cold, like if you're going all the way up north or even in the the Midwest, yes, it is super cold in those places. But if you're staying in the south, like if you're staying in places like Florida, Texas, even Georgia, yes, Georgia, California, it's not as cold. It's not even cold. Like in Florida, I believe in Florida it's always hot all around. Like even during the winter, you don't even get cold during the winter. So depending on where you are in the US, it can be hot or it can be cold. But in Canada, it's just cold. Like, so if you're someone that doesn't really like the cold, or if you can't really deal with the cold, then definitely the US would be a better option for you, because in Canada the climate there is not very friendly. Number 3 difference is the medical bills. In Canada, the medical bills are not as high as the US. I believe Canada has some national healthcare system scheme. I'm not very sure what it's called. If I find out what it's called, I'm going to insert it here. But in the US, that's not, I mean, yes, the US has Medicare, but like getting that is, first of all, it's tough. It's not even easy, right? And also your medical insurance is tied to your job. So if you're no longer able to work, it's hard for you to have medical insurance. So that's also something else with the US. The US is very expensive. I have a video here which I told you guys about how much it cost me to just go to a hospital. I took an ambulance and I had to pay about $600 just for transporting me from where I was to the hospital, which was only about 5 minutes drive. So yeah, that is the thing. The US is very expensive when it comes to medical care. The number 4 thing, of course, is that the US has, when you look at the currency, the USD is much higher. Well, not really much higher, but relatively higher than the CAD. So, and again, if you're someone that likes money and maybe you're thinking of, okay, if you're coming to the US or if you're coming to Canada, you want to send money back to, depending on the country you're coming from, maybe India or Nigeria or Kenya, I don't know, wherever you're coming from, you want to send money back there and you're looking at the exchange rate, just bear in mind that the USD is higher than the CAD. So the next difference between the US and Canada is gun violence and, carrying guns. In Canada, I believe it is not even lawful to, carry guns. I know that my friend told me that when she was going to Canada, like one of the things that she was asked about at the border was if she had any gun, and if you have any guns, they're gonna take it away from you. So in Canada, you're not even allowed to carry guns, but in the US, you guys know the reverse is the case. You have seen my video here where I almost got shot. You have seen, like, you have seen some of the videos where I talked about gun violence. Actually today, as at the time I am filming this video, 14 students were shot dead. 14 students and a teacher were shot dead. I am going to insert the article somewhere here. So that's something else that you should consider. In the US, gun violence is everywhere. Like, it's rampant. It's so rampant that we living here, we've become desensitized to it. In the US, the gun violence has become such a normal thing that, like, if you say, oh, this person was shot dead, I mean, it's a bad thing, but like everyone has become so desensitized to it. Like, oh, that's just normal, which is really bad. So then, of course, the next thing is tuition fee. Now, I talked about how the US has more scholarships than Canada, but now if you're planning to pay for your tuition fee by yourself, then Canada is much cheaper. The US, an average school in US is like $40,000 tuition fee as an international student, right? But in Canada, it's like half of that, right? I have seen some schools in Canada that you're going to be paying only like $10,000 for tuition fee as an international student, and also the CAD is also less than the US is. So in Canada, you're paying much less compared to the US. Finally, the main thing, or rather the most important difference between the two is getting your PR or your green card, whichever one you want to call it. In Canada, it's PR, in the US, it's green card. So there is no like clear pathway. I have a video that talks about that here, which I'm going to insert. There is no clear pathway in the US to get your green card, which can help you get your citizenship. But in Canada, there is a pathway. Like in Canada, if you're a skilled immigrant, you can apply for your PR if you have at least 1 year of continuous, work, or if you're schooled in Canada. Like there are so many different pathways that you yourself can apply for PR by yourself. But in the US, you're not even like, is it that your company is filing for you, or you're marrying a US citizen? Now, when we're talking about your company filing for you, we're not even talking about like the green card. We're talking about something that is called H1B, which I've also explained in one of my videos. And that H1B is a lottery. It's like you either get it or you don't get it. So that's also something else that you should bear in mind if you're looking at the two different countries. In the US, you can stay up to 12 years in this country and you don't have your green card. I'm being honest. I have a professor that happened to her. She did her master's for 2 years. She did her OPT after master's for 3 years, which was 5 years. She did her PhD for another 5 years. So that was like about what, 10 years. And then she also started doing her OPT on her PhD, and she still did not have her green card. So that is how long you can be in the US and you don't have your green card. The US doesn't have like a clear pathway that will say, oh, this is how you can be able to apply for citizenship or for green card by yourself. It doesn't matter how skilled you are, it doesn't matter how qualified you are. It is very tricky and it is very hard. But Canada, if you school there or if you're working there or anything, like after I believe about like 2-3 years, just depending on the path, you can be able to get your PR. But that's not the case with the US. So I just kind of wanted to list out all of these differences to help you guys know and be able to make an informed decision depending on whichever country you want to come to. I hope this helps you make an informed decision. And that is going to be the end of my video. You guys can subscribe. Please subscribe, like, share, and also join my Telegram group if you want, and join my blog if you want. I am going to put the links in the description box, and I'll see you guys in another video. Some differences. You're not sure which one to choose, and oh my god, baby. Oh shoot. Look at my face.